Hey, it's Dan here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the weight loss and biofilm dissolving juice #1, okay? And it is classically known as the Lemon Ginger Blast. So this is the first juice in the protocol. So I'm just going to get started. This is going to be my breakfast. What I've got here today, many of you know the Lemon Ginger Blast. You can always go to my website and get another more fully detailed instructions. It's also in the Living Foods recipe guide for those of you who have it already for more detailed instructions. Today I've got pretty much everything I like except dandelions. So what I'm doing today is 8 apples, 1 stalk of celery, 1 cucumber. I usually use 2, but I'm a little short on cucumbers and I've got a lot of juices to make today, so I'm going to just use 1 cucumber. I've got a lemon, I've got ginger, a nice fat handful of ginger, handful of turmeric, a habanero pepper. You can leave that out if you want, but it does have the anti-parasitic, antiviral properties that you want. I've got fennel here, a head of fennel, 1 bundle of mint, 1 bundle of cilantro to replace the dandelion, and 1 bundle of arugula. Okay, so that is a lemon ginger blast. The apple, the mint, the celery, the cucumber, the lemon, the ginger is kind of the base. And then whatever herbs and greens you feel like you want to get in, but it's a magnificent juice. It's a little bit more complicated than some of the others, and it does cost a little bit more to put together, but it is magnificent. And if you get into the daily juicing habit of the Lemon Ginger Blast, you are going to change your life. Okay, man, I'm so excited. These apples are so delicious. When you have this yellowing on the Fuji apples or any of the Gala apples, the spots and oh, there's a bug. Sorry, Mr. Bug. I hope I didn't knock him out, but they're usually pretty tough. But the spots on these yellow apples, they've got like a wildness to them, you know? So it's indicative that it's grown in really good soil and ripened up on the tree. Anyways, I already tasted some of these just by biting the stickers off. Actually, you can cut the stickers off, but sometimes I find it quicker and easier just to bite them off with my tongue, especially if I'm the one who's going to be drinking the juice. A little bit of juice in here. I'll drop that. That usually drops out before, at the beginning, you get your first one as it's building a little pressure here with the green star. Like I said, I'm going to make a video here on juicers pretty soon. But until that time, whatever juicer you've got is the one you use. The only bad juicer is one that's sitting up on the shelf gathering dust. The daily juicing habit is good for anybody. It doesn't matter your dietary preferences. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. It doesn't matter where you live. The daily juicing habit is amazing. It's kind of like the celery juice craze. I mean, people drink just celery juice for 2 or 3 months and they start to get healthier. Well, why is that? Because that might be, in many cases, the only living organic minerals that they get. And that's so indicative of what I've been saying for years, is that these fresh fruit and vegetable juices create conductivity, electricity. They also feed the glands. There isn't necessarily anything super special about celery. Yes, it's awesome. I'm not going to lie. Celery is awesome. But it doesn't mean that apples don't have an amazing effect on the bile and the gallbladder. The malic acid softening that up to keep the gallbladder cleansed out. Okay, it's not any better or magical than the profound benefits of beets on the liver and the blood as a blood builder. Or carrots and cucumbers on the kidneys. You know what I mean? Or coconut water for the brain. Can you dig it? Or the cleansing and tonifying effects of lemon. So imagine, like I've been saying all these years, incorporating all the different types of magical fresh fruits and vegetables. Now you're getting somewhere. So, you know, I think it's awesome that people are drinking the celery juice, but I think I just want to encourage everyone to expand, branch out, blow up, become a juice master like your boy DTM. 25 years of daily juicing. Whatever prompted my parents to buy that juicer. It was probably Jesus that just prompted we didn't know anything about raw foods, juicing, nothing. So for some reason, my parents bought me a juicer, and it transformed my destiny. And here I am today, 25 years later, stoked out of my mind, and practically living off of juice. And people might think that that sounds crazy. Don't get me wrong, I love fiber. I feed my little gut bugs every day in one way or another. I mean, I do juice cleanses, and there is fiber in these juices that the microorganisms can actually utilize. It's just not a lot, which, the microorganisms create the butyrate that keeps the epithelium lining in a healthy shape. And that's why you want to avoid pesticides, because that'll rip your guts to pieces. Okay, so you want to feed the microorganisms, and that'll keep your gut healthy. Apple juice, I usually do the apples at the end because they oxidize, but if you add the lemon, I'll see how it's already starting to brown, but if you add the lemon first, which is what I should have done. Oh, I got a text from Christina. It's awesome. Wanted to talk to her about her retreats. So I'm putting the lemon in right now to keep the apples and everything else from oxidizing. Citrus preserves juices a lot longer. The citric acid is a preservative. It's used in all types of foods. It's a natural preservative. So these juices are best to be drank right away. That's how you get the most of the negatively ionized hydrogen, or, in other words, to simplify it, the concentrated sunlight energy. Because it does dissipate after time. But these juices are good for up to 72 hours. Okay? When you use the citrus juice. These juices are good for a maximum of 5 days. After that, it is no longer DTM approved. 72 hours is kind of the ideal. Busy moms, truck drivers, I mean, I've worked with everybody to design protocols, and at first I was a little more hardcore, drink it right away. But even to myself, I've gotten to the point where, let's say this is cucumber juice. I made it 2 days ago. It's going to get utilized today because otherwise it's not DTM approved. But what I did is I just took a few lemon drops to preserve that cucumber juice. And so I've got the cucumber juice in there now. So I want to get this lemon juice in there. So anyways, I wanted everyone to know that you can make these juices. You can do what I do and make a whole bunch of juices. Get your jars, fill them up all the way to the top, and then put your lid on. And whatever juice you use, if you really don't want a lemony watermelon juice, for example, all you do is you just take a few drops, 10, 15, 20 drops, so it's not overly lemon. Watermelon and lemon is awesome. You can put a whole lemon per 32 ounces of watermelon juice if you want. But if you just want the watermelon and you want to preserve it for a couple of days, a few days, just put a few drops of lemon juice in each one and it'll preserve it. Okay, I hope that's simple enough for you, right? Awesome. I always do the greens first, and I did the apples today first, so this is cool. It doesn't really matter what order you do it in. Is it just all goes in here, then you stir it up, and you've got the epic lemon ginger blast. So now I'm going to move on to the celery here. Well, let me put in the I forgot. Here's a little tidbit and a trick. I always put the turmeric first. Oh, I'm so backwards today. I'm just so excited to make this video. As you can tell, I'm having fun again. After years of grinding my way through this because it was my job, it was my passion for 25 years, and then it became my job, and it was just like, hello, and it just got hard. There was a lot of things, adjusting to the social media and everything. I mean, I never even had social media before I went on YouTube. My girlfriend that helped me at the time, I mean, I was on a tape deck when everyone else had iPods and cell phones. I never had a cell phone. I never had a computer. I'm a country boy living in a van who's been wandering through the forests and the jungles my whole life. You know, living in shacks and living in vans, and you know, moved my way up to Motel 6 eventually, abandoned apartments and stuff. Quite a journey. But I don't even know why I said that. It's been so hard. No, but then just got on met Krista at a David Wolf retreat where I was doing the juicing, and I was going and gathering wild herbs and stuff and making juices for David Wolf and all the retreat guests and stuff like that. And I met Krista because she won a free massage with me. And then we went out into the field. She got a free massage, you know, and we didn't really connect right there because I'm a professional, okay? But then we traded numbers, and then she said, well, why don't you come to New York? So I went to New York, and it was just awesome. Spent 10 days, and then came back, and I was like, I kind of miss you. I miss New York, which, you know, at the time. And then I realized New York is really cool and exciting for like 3 weeks. And then you get the hell out of there. But I did spend 2 years in New York, Brooklyn Park Slope, and that was cool. Some crazy times there. Slipped back on a few things, you know, just didn't know how to adjust to city life. I was a country boy. And so it was a lot easier to, you know, I was just, my nerves and stuff were used to rivers and trees and animals. And then I went to New York, and it's like they party till 4 and the garbage man starts at 4:30. My nerves were just freaked. Anyways, that's where I made my first videos with her. She hired a film crew because she was really cool at that kind of stuff. She hired a film crew. We made a 6 DVD set. We put the cart before the horse because I had no network or anything. So we had this great DVD set, and we didn't have anyone to sell it to. Eventually, we did end up selling that. It was cool, cute little Dan McDonald. But I was obviously a born natural. I've been in movies. I was the only subject in school that I enjoyed was theater. I was really good at it. Anyways, she's the one that she had the desktop, and she bought me a cell phone, and she had the iPod, and I'm listening to Coldplay. Still, Coldplay's my favorite band to this day, but I got this iPod full of thousands of songs. I'm walking around New York, living like a bum, like I always was, you know. You know, I was going to say still am, but, you know, I'm free. I'm a free spirit. Let's put it that way. Okay, but anyways, walking around New York. But hey, man, I would make her food, and I would walk her to the subway, and then I'd be there to pick her up. I was just kind of like playing the good boyfriend. And then I'd walk around New York all day just going, wow, look at all this. It's so busy. Go to downtown and just be like, oh my God. And then I'd go shopping and do all the shopping at the Park Slope Co-op and make food. And it was good. And she got really healthy and lost a lot of weight, you know. And so it was good. We made a trade. But she got me involved in all the technology. And then we came over here. We bought an RV. Drove over here. And then one day at the RV park, Lake Bronson Family Nudist Park, my buns in the sun. Nothing's changed about that either. I go to the beach every day and put my buns in the sun if I can. But I just made a video. It was a coconut, celery, mint juice recipe, and frazzle hair, bad camera angle with this little flip camera that we had from traveling across the U.S. And the rest is history, baby. That was April 21st, 2009. So it's 10 years on the YouTube. We're actually having a 10-year anniversary sale. So for all of you new subscribers, I think I've gotten like 50,000 new subscribers since the last sale that we had. But I do once a year, I do a sale where I give you a full tuition to my entire website, and that's for $97. That's coming in a couple weeks, so keep your eyes peeled for that so that you can get the Living Foods Recipe Guide. It's a digital download, but you'll have to print this off yourself. You know, you go down to the print shop and you just get it done up, and then it's right here on the counter, and then all the juice recipes are right there, and all the entrees and desserts, and it's all 100% live food, DTM approved. Super simple. Like most of these recipes in here are literally 10 minutes or less, and simple, basic, plain foods that you can find everywhere else. Now, if you're not in a hurry like I am, you can use the compost, the pulp. Put it in the compost if you want, which you should do, or you can or you can make crackers out of it. The lemon ginger blast crackers are really good. They're crisp. There's a little sweetness there from the apples. And you just put some flax seeds, a little sea salt, and your favorite herbs and spices. And you mix that up in the Cuisinart with the S blade, and you make the little crackers. Then you take the trays, you flatten it out. You can Google that on my website and look back through my videos. Good luck finding 3,000 videos or something like that. But anyways, then you take and you just make the crackers out of the pulp, and it's awesome. And then you can give those to the kids while the mom is juice fasting, because everyone's starting to see the power of juice fasting. You know, it's magnificent. Because you're just eliminating the fat and you're eliminating the cooked foods, and then what you're doing is over the course of a week or 2 or 3 or however long you fast, you're cleaning out your blood vessels. You're eliminating the junk, the slime, the sludge, and the debris that's in your blood vessels, and then the circulation is improved, and then all the blood flow. So then you eat these microscopic minerals and life-giving antioxidants and alkaloids and medicinal qualities that are in the fresh fruits and vegetables in high quantities. And then those microscopic particles that activate different enzyme receptor sites get deeper into the watershed areas in the brain, so your brain gets fueled, your glands get fueled, because the blood can start getting deeper into these recesses. And that's the key to staying young, is keeping your circulation, getting to all the glands and organs, and making sure that you've got all of the constituents, not only in the plants, but that you're also feeding the microorganisms, and you're utilizing the circulation to distribute their medicinal qualities, which are molecules that are associated with the breakdown of the fiber particles in live foods as well. So you can see why we've gotten so far off track and why the whole world is falling apart, because hardly anyone eats any living foods and everybody cooks everything, and then we're all just clogged up and microscopically constipated. And so that's why, like, fasting is the ultimate, water only, but juice fasting is the next best thing, or mono fruit cleanses and stuff like that. And I'm not saying anyone needs to live off a 100% raw food diet the rest of their lives. I think it's an awesome idea. I mean, all the animals do it, and it is the most natural way. Then again, well, I was going to say too that, Eskimos can't do it, but actually they do eat their meat raw. So they're raw foodists. They eat most of their stuff raw. Whale blubber and all that stuff. So it's raw foods all the way around through nature, but you do want to do periodic cleanses, because it adds life to your years and years to your life. Whatever that means, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I've studied most of them, really. The juice cleansing, the fruit cleansing, the herbal cleanses, tea cleanses, water fasting, all of it. And I wouldn't say anyone is better than the other. They're just more useful at different times. So really what you want to do, which most people can't, it's been my whole life. And most people aren't going to do that. They're violinists or something like that. So you got to glean the knowledge from someone like me and do the best you can with what you want to do, and then decide which type of cleansing is appropriate for you, whether you have like a chronic disease because you let it get that far, or you just want to do general maintenance on your life and keep yourself healthy and happy and keep your reproductive organs intact, because there's a lot going on in society to where there's a lot of inimical lifestyle habits, chemicals, the pharmaceutical stuff, to where you got to be paying attention, because if you're not, you're going to lose your reproductive capacity because of the chemicals that are in the food and in the medicines. And so you want to be as chemical free as you can. Now, I know that there's organic biochemistry in fruits, vegetables, water, sunlight, and all that. I'm talking about synthetic, artificial, man-made chemicals, okay? That's what I'm talking about, that are not organically designed by nature through these biological processes, but in a laboratory by a man who usually wants to make money from you. Now, there's nothing wrong with making money, but if it's at the expense of truth, and if it's at the expense of, humans' wellness, then that is evil. And that is what we're seeing today, is evil greed outright killing people. And those that are not woke are just eating it up, loving it, you know. Fill my bucket full of pharmaceutical drugs and injections. And they're just eating it up. The masses are eating it up because the hypnosis of social conditioning for the last century and a half, you know, by these mega conglomerate corporations and industries have been all pervasive, you know. So here's the mint, and it's rough. It's real rough. You know, unless you're woke, then it's awesome, you know, because then you're like, okay, thanks, doc. All right, I'll go pick up this prescription right now to suppress my symptoms. Then you come home and you watch some videos on YouTube from people that know what the hell they're talking about. They're like, you don't have an education in medicine. I'm like, no kidding, dummy. And even if I did and I gave you medical advice, it wouldn't work, because all you would be doing is suppressing your symptoms, because that's all that the training does. And so everyone's, oh, yay, they're championing the medical doctors, not really realizing that the medical doctor's criteria of, you know, information that they've been exposed to for their education is totally fallacious and never leads to healing, because it can't. Because it's all based on pharmaceutical consciousness, which is the suppression of symptoms with an isolated constituent from plants or nature, so they can patent it. But why not just go straight to the nature, get all the synergistic effects without the toxic effects? Why? Because then they can't turn you into their little money slave and have you totally enslaved to a drug system that then bought out all the agencies that were here and designed to protect us. Okay? And so you can't trust anybody. Don't even trust me. Trust yourself. Trust your gut. What makes sense to you? Then try it out. Try a bunch of drugs for a year. All the drugs your doctor gives you, you'll be on 14 different medications, and the synergistic toxicity and the side effects from that, and then spend the next year on a 90% live foods diet, natural, organic, simple, full of juices and fruits and salads and nuts and seeds and herbs and herbal teas and superfoods and mushrooms and cool stuff like that. And then you tell me which one makes you feel better. One of them, you won't feel anything. You'll be numb as a donut. You'll be at Walmart with your butt crack sticking out, looking over at reading the latest magazine about the Kardashians. You do this way, you're going to be like, I'm trying to get out into nature, get some fresh air, get some sun on my buns, do some exercise, fitness, yoga, stretching, breathing, go out and grow some food, make some friends, have a good time, you know what I mean? Live out, and you'll be attracted to nature instead of like the artificial, like concrete jungle of let's go out and drink, dude, and then we'll go get some pizza, and then we'll go to the dance club and watch these girls shake their boobs in our face. Yeah. But if you go on this will awaken the life within you. This was supposed to be a weight loss video, Dan. I just realized that. Anyways, if you drink this juice, you're going to lose weight if you're chubby. And you're going to get your gut right, because you got to eat real food so that your microbiome functions optimally, and then you can begin to lose weight and eat real food that's got water in it and minerals, because the water and the minerals satisfy the deepest cravings in your body, and the best way to do that is by drinking juice. And I'm not talking about drinking like people all the time. I drink juice and a little tiny thing, and I was hungry an hour later. Well, no kidding, so would I be. So I'm just saying, like, if you're trying to lose weight, it's like you got to at least drink one of these as a meal. That's for people like between 120 and 180 pounds. Above that, you might even have to do, like, if you're a really, really big guy and you're like doing this, you might have to drink 2 of these. I know it sounds insane, but if you drink one of these big old monsters, which is 2 of these small ones, you will be full and you will feel satisfied, and you'll last 2, 3, 4 hours before you do it again, or you have a fruit meal or a big salad, and it's not really the amounts. It's like when you're on raw foods, you just pick out. You don't just try to be like, oh, I'm going to eat 2 almonds and a head of lettuce. Okay, well, good luck. No, you make big giant salads and you have a good time, man, and you watch videos on YouTube about weight loss and microbiology and all the cancer stuff. All that. That's one of I'm going to do a video about that pretty soon, but I had this thing go on, and then everyone's like, chemotherapy and radiation is the best we have, and I'm like, you're dumb. You know, you didn't. So the masses have been enslaved by the pharmaceuticals. They have enslaved everyone and their consciousness to be a drug-taking, injection-taking people that have no clue that there are people like me that take no drugs at all. It's a miracle. What do you mean? How do you get through the day without drugs? The same way human beings did for hundreds of thousands of years. You don't take any drugs? How do you do it? I go outside, man, and nature's my drug. Fresh air is my drug. All these plants contain the alkaloids that the pharmaceutical companies extract, put into little pills and give you to suppress your symptoms. If you go like this, you'll have the synergistic effects, you'll have the amino acids, you'll have the carbohydrates, you'll have, I get all these doggone texts while I'm doing this, and it's like, you know, because it's on airplane mode, so I don't get phone calls and ruin the video, but it's still on the Wi-Fi, so maybe I'll even have to turn the Wi-Fi off, so you know, my girlfriend texted, Christina texted, my friend Adam just texted, so anyways, it's like, that's how I have those brain farts in the middle, but I forgot to, you know, because I read the text, because it comes up right there. Oh, Lord have mercy. I love you guys very much. So there's a lemon ginger blast. I'm stoked out of my mind. The lemon ginger blast, it's all over the internet. You can go to the Pyridime website. Screaming all the time. You can go to the Pyridime website. Hi, this is Dan McDonald, and you're listening to KCS1 here on the island of Hawaii. I just love playing around with you guys. It's like, get to the point. I don't have time to waste. Oh, this is not wasted time. If you listen to this and you do this and you get this and you're like, you know what? He's right. I'm going to try to get off these drugs. You're going to be very glad you did, because those drugs, you know, like 1 in a million of those drugs is useful for a little while. You know, you cut your arm off or something, they sew it back together, take painkillers for a couple of days or whatever, but you don't want to get strung out on painkillers. I've seen it happen. You smash your hand, you take a couple of Vicodin, 3 months later you're like taking 4 Vicodin and a Klonopin, and you're like, hey man, what's going on, bro? I ain't addicted, it's my hand, you know. It's like, your hand looks fine. Well, you know, say all that's healed up, although the drugs slow down the healing of the body, and then now you're strung out on painkillers because it sets your system up, and they put a lot of addictive chemicals into the pharmaceutical drugs. I mean, you got to dig down into the rabbit holes. I went so far down the rabbit hole, you wouldn't even believe it. I'm dumbfounded. I'm like, there's no way that humanity is this dumb, that they're actually believing this crap, that the masses are just lining up for injections and pills and surgeries, and it's like, yes, doctor, cut my colon out. It's like, wait, stop. You need your colon, you need your gallbladder, you need your thyroid, you need your organs. God put those in there for a reason. Don't cut them out, clean them out. Anyways, this stuff, it bears repeating, I thought to myself, because I got tired of saying the same old thing, right? But it's like, dude, it doesn't matter. If you save one person's life from getting their colon cut out, because you can do it. You know, desperately send me an email. I'm dying, Dan, and I'll give you a free consult. You know what I mean? Like, I do that for emergencies and stuff. And by the way, that reminds me, of course, this is at the end of the video, so the hardcore people love this anyways, but I can't answer all the questions below the video or Instagram or anything like that. I just go to the emails. I'm a professional. I got people that are actually reaching out, you know, for professional services. So you might think that guy's a goofball, but I have a very professional side as well. Yes, I don't wear a shirt, but you know, when I do the consults and stuff, it's email. That's where I go and I do my communications. if I try to do all the stuff down below here, it's a madhouse. It can't be done. I don't know what to tell you about your grandma's toenail fungus. You know what I mean? It's like, what is your grandma eating? Is she ever going to change? So if I take 10 or 15 minutes to write out a comment, and then it's like, your grandma's never going to change her diet or something like that, it's like, I can't waste my time doing that. You know what I mean? Or I'm not going to say waste my time, but I can't answer all the questions below Instagram, YouTube. I have 500 to 1,000 comments a day because I have like 3,000 videos on the YouTube. So, you know, I try to just browse the comments and I read your comments and I just think appreciate, then I get the general essence of what you're asking for, and then I just go over that kind of stuff in general because I don't want to go crazy. I need to stay focused. I've got my own spiritual path. I only wish the best for you. I wouldn't want you to go nuts either trying to manage 10 zillion million comments. You know, you get online, you get the information you need, and then you get your butt outside and go play and you turn the phone off. You know what I mean? Can you dig it? So this is the weight loss recipe. I need this right now. Weight loss and biofilm dissolving, better stir it up a little, juice number 1. I'm going to do a protocol video. I'm going to make 2 more juices. It's a video marathon, and then I'm going to do the full weight loss protocol, the biofilm protocol, which needs to be revisited. Oh, Lord have mercy. Chocolate habanero's got a nice kick. Thanks for subscribing to these videos if you haven't already. Giving this video a thumbs up. Leaving me a comment. I will read it. I don't always answer them though. I don't. It's just, I just explained myself. So I love you, but dude, I gotta stay sane. Can you dig it? I know you can. If you had this much too, I don't think that the average person that's not putting out content for 10 years understands the level of activity that you get. Even when you're taking 6 months off, it doesn't stop. And then when you start making videos again, it really starts coming in. And I do emergencies and stuff like that. But that's all about the email. Can you dig it? You know what I'm saying? So thank you all very much for your love and understanding and your support. It's awesome to be back in the game. I will be in touch with you very soon because this is actually the beginning of a video marathon. Aloha, mahalos. Enjoy your day. Peace.